topic.
Let's go ahead and move to my main topic. My main topic is about humidity in your guitar. This is not something we want to talk about, guys.
This is a boring topic.
So interesting. Don't let him lie to you. So it's interesting to me. So I want to talk to you about humidity in your guitar. It's winter time, or we're just coming out of winter, so maybe we should have done this way earlier on.
Yeah, we definitely should have released this probably in like October or something.
You know what? We will hit this subject again in like the late fall and winter, just to kind of send a reminder out there.
Just a little recap, because our placement's perfect.
Yeah, next time we'll do better. But you know what? It kind of goes for all year and kind of goes for...
So when I think humidity, I'm
Yeah.
going to cut you off.
Okay, great, thanks.
I don't think of that. I think of this.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
This is what it's about. Here, you should be holding this guitar.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be confused if I see a picture of you and that guitar talking about humidity.
Okay. So, yeah, it's a much bigger deal on acoustics, right?
Yeah.
So we think.
Oh?
It can be. It just depends on what's going on. You do have to think about, like, how much of this surface area is covered up with lacquer, right? So the exterior is completely covered up with lacquer except for the fingerboard, but the whole inside is all open pores. So it's always soaking up or drying out, right? So we live here in the Midwest, and over the summertime, humidity is not a problem.
I was about to say, it's great in the summer.
In the summer, we've got really high humidity.
Yep.
And we don't have any problems with that. So
it's really great, especially when you get sticky as soon as you walk outside. So if you haven't been to the Midwest, it's just a joy.
Yeah, it's great. And like you've got sweat pouring down your acoustics when you're playing outside. It's amazing.
Yeah. Love the place.
But so what I've got a few suggestions for you guys to kind of keep an eye on humidity. Will you grab that little thing next to the black box over there? It's a little white thing.
Oh.
So you can go pick up one of these. It's a hydrometer. You can go pick one of these up at a hardware store. I got this one off Amazon. They just take little batteries, and most of them will do the humidity in the room, and they will also do what the temperature is in the room. So I would suggest to go grab one of these and stick it in your room, and you can kind of keep an eye on your humidity. They say between like 45 and 55%. But once your heat starts running in your house is going to dry out, especially in like the Midwest or if you live in a dry, arid environment. Whenever that happens, you're going to notice on your acoustics, you might get some sharp fret ends. What have you heard about this?
Fret sprout.
Fret sprout. Yeah. Have you had this problem before?
So I'll be real honest. I'm terrible about keeping a humidifier in my room. I mean, I'll do the humidipacks, and that's about the extent of it. I really should get better about it.
Yeah.
My guitar maintenance is not that great,
okay,
as we have discussed.
So you've had fret sprout, that's what you're saying.
I've had a lot of fret sprout.
Okay. So yeah, keep your guitars away from fireplaces. Keep your guitars away from like directly over like heating vents and stuff like that. If you've got a radiant heater, keep it away from that stuff too. Just in the natural environment, it's going to start, drying out, especially in the winter. So most of the manufacturers are making good stuff now. Humidipacks, things like that, all work. Probably better to keep them in their cases, to be honest, for humidity.
And I have.
I leave mine out all the time, but I try to kind of keep my humidity at a right level. But it's a chore, to be honest with you, in some ways. So there's a few easy ways to kind of get by with it. So pick up a hydrometer, and then you can kind of set it in the room, give it 24, 48 hours, let it kind of adjust, and see what your humidity's at. What I've been doing over the last several years is once we hit like November and the heat starts really kicking on quite a bit, I keep an eye on that hydrometer, and every day pretty much I just go grab like a humidifier from like a Walgreens or anywhere, and I will basically run it on low. At least once a day I'll fill up the tank and completely run it full, because I've got all my guitars in like one room. And that pretty much keeps the humidity in that one room good. Mm-hmm. You got to be careful if there's like filters or anything inside that humidifier, because you're going to build up mold. There's like junk you can build up in there. And if you buy a cheap humidifier, honestly, what I would do is go buy a $15, $20 humidifier at the end of the season, throw it away. Because you're running it so much, you don't want to build up mold and mildew and then that get out in the environment. So for like 15, 20 bucks, you can get a cheap humidifier that you can run pretty often throughout the wintertime. And yeah, you can get rid of it. You've got a brand new one. You know it's clean. You don't have any problems with it. Of course, you can go out and clean it. I'm not saying that's best for the environment or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if I'm being honest, and you don't want to grow
So
a bunch
every
of that
year,
stuff,
waste your money.
waste your money.
And
Waste your money. Does he not care? This is why his guitar maintenance sucks. There I go, knocking stuff over.
You dumped our coffee.
Sorry about that, Greg. So I would go out there and pick one of those up and do that. Keep an eye on your acoustics. You're going to get cracks in your acoustics. You're going to get like seams coming apart on it if it really dries out a lot.
It happened to my Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Not good. The D15 I had.
And how does it sound compared since it's fixed?
So, not great.
No?
I'm pretty sad about it.
Yeah, it's not the same, is it?
No, it's not. It's never been the same since.
Yeah. So, go out and pick one of those up. I think it'll be a big help to most people. Between 45 and 55% is where you want to be. If I start getting above like 60%, I usually cut the humidifier off. And sometimes you come in and heat's not been running much and it's good. You know, if it starts getting a little dry, don't freak out. If it hits 30% or something for a day or so, like, don't freak out. It's not going to immediately start. I mean, this thing's got moisture in it for a reason. So, acoustics definitely a big deal. Take that for a second.
Yep.
But something else to think about is, yeah, this electric is fully covered in lacquer everywhere except for the fretboard, right? No, this thing's semi-hollow. So inside here is all open pores too. So as much as we worry about acoustics, which is a big deal, that top can crack and split, bridge can pull, all kinds of things. Remember, if you've got a semi-acoustic, semi-hollow, like a 335 or something similar, something like this Duesenberg, these things will dry out really quick too, because there's no lacquer on the inside. So it's always open to moisture or lack thereof. Is there anything else you want to add? I've been talking this whole time.
I was about to say, I don't know much about guitar maintenance, so I'm kind of learning as I go.
Okay. So yeah. So pro tips, go pick up a hydrometer, see where you're at. Especially if you're in a dry environment or it's wintertime, you're running heat, grab you a cheap humidifier and run it at least once a day. Kind of keep an eye on the humidity. And maybe you got to adjust how it goes. You can either clean it and try to like get all that gunk out of there, or just get you another cheap humidifier the next year. Keeping them in cases is a good idea.
I was about to say, that's what I do. I keep them in cases and then I have humidipacks.
Yeah.
And I do keep them out of the direct heat. I put them in a closet and put the door over it, a sliding door over it, and then it's not affected as much. So
it's awesome. But yeah, if you guys have any other tips, I've heard of people getting like sponges with Ziploc bags, filling up their sponge, poking holes in the Ziploc bag and putting it in their case.
Right.
Don't put anything directly wet in the guitar if it's an acoustic.
Bad idea.
Yeah, they do have like little snake things you can put in there where it doesn't touch the guitar. You have to like put it in water and like wring it out and put it in there. Those do work good. Just be careful it's not like dripping in the guitar.
Right.
But most companies now are making good stuff out there. But definitely think humidity, especially now since we're going into spring and it's going to rain a bunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll hit this subject again in the fall, I guess.
Okay.
Don't let your guitars crack like Colin.
Yeah. It's not very fun, especially when they don't sound the same ever again.
Yeah.
So.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.